Why do they act so interested and then disappear? You think you're finally seen, chosen, maybe even safe. The conversations are flowing, the chemistry is real. They talk about the future asterisk, your asterisk future together, and for a moment your heart dares to exhale. And then silence, distance, ghosted, left questioning everything. Asterisk, what did I do wrong? Asterisk, but here's the question no one really wants to ask. Asterisk, what if it's not about what they did, but about who you're becoming? Asterisk, we live in a time where attention is cheap, but intention is rare, where people collect moments with others just to escape moments with themselves, and when you're starved for connection, even a breadcrumb looks like a feast. We confuse being noticed with being valued. We think interest equals intention, but it doesn't. Asterisk, interest is not investment. Asterisk, that's the trap. Someone shows up, makes you feel special, says all the right things, and then disappears without warning. And instead of seeing it clearly, we internalize it. We wonder if we were too much or not enough. But here's the truth most people never face. Asterisk, people don't disappear because you're unlovable. They disappear because they were never ready to love you in the first place. Asterisk, and maybe, just maybe, you weren't ready either. We say we want commitment, but we chase chemistry. We say we want God's timing, but we panic when it doesn't happen on asterisk our asterisk schedule. We pray for someone real while entertaining situations that are anything but. So let me ask you something hard, something sacred. Asterisk, is it fate, or is it your fear of being alone that keeps pulling you toward people who were never meant to stay? Asterisk, because here's what no one teaches us. Asterisk, waiting isn't weakness, it's training. Asterisk, God doesn't delay to punish you. He delays to prepare you. Love, real love, requires you to become something solid, someone grounded. Someone who doesn't just want a good relationship, but is ready to build one. So the next time someone disappears, don't see it as rejection, see it as protection. Because when you are truly becoming the right person, you don't beg for attention, you command respect. Asterisk, and maybe the reason they left is because who you're becoming could no longer tolerate who they were. Asterisk, that's not a loss, that's alignment, and once you see that, everything changes. If your love life is a mess, it's not because God has forgotten you. It's because somewhere along the way, you were taught to wait for love like it's a delivery ordered through prayer, tracked through faith, and expected to arrive when you're tired of being alone. But here's a truth we rarely admit. Asterisk, most people don't struggle in love because they're unlucky. They struggle because they're unprepared. Asterisk, we want the right person, without becoming the right person. We crave deep connection, but we're terrified of self-reflection. We say we want God's best. But we entertain people who don't even know how to treat us with basic respect, because we fear the silence that would be left if we let them go. Let me ask you something bold. Asterisk, is your relationship history a reflection of divine delay? Or your own refusal to grow? Asterisk, think about it. I once coached someone who had been single for 7 years, and not the peaceful, purpose-driven kind of singleness. We're talking bitter, exhausted, when is it my turn, singleness. Every new person they met was either the one or a waste of time. There was no middle ground, because deep down they weren't meeting people to connect. They were meeting people to fill a void. They didn't become selective. They became desperate. They stopped growing, they started settling, and here's the catch. The longer they waited passively, the more resentful they became. They kept praying for a relationship, while completely avoiding the work that would make them ready to sustain one. Because asterisk desperation doesn't attract commitment, it attracts dysfunction. Asterisk, it says, I'll accept anything because I'm afraid of nothing, but healthy love, real soul-rooted love is repelled by fear. It's drawn to stability, confidence, competence, people who are anchored, not floating. You don't get married because you're tired of being single. You get married because you've cultivated a life and a character that can hold the weight of covenant. That's the shift. You don't get a partner. You become someone capable of asterisk partnering. Asterisk, and that takes work, sacrifice, emotional intelligence, healing, learning how to love your own company so you're not so quick to tolerate someone else's chaos. So stop asking why no one's choosing you, and ask, asterisk, would I choose myself right now in the state I'm in? Asterisk, that's where transformation begins. Because here's the mic, drop truth, asterisk, the right person won't complete you, they'll mirror the wholeness you've already built. Asterisk, and until you become whole, you'll keep calling emptiness chemistry. Waiting on God does not mean standing still. It means moving in alignment, preparing in the silence, becoming someone so rooted in purpose that when love arrives, it asterisk fits, asterisk, because you've built the kind of life it can grow inside. But here's the problem. Most people think waiting for the right person means doing nothing. They spiritualize passivity, they confuse stagnation for surrender, they say, I'm just trusting God, when really they're avoiding growth. Let me ask you, asterisk, if God brought your future spouse into your life right now, would they meet someone who's ready or someone still healing from the last person who left them on read? Asterisk, you say you want a godly partner, faithful, emotionally available, purpose-driven. But what are you doing to become someone who could meet them in their depth? I knew someone who waited years for love. Every Sunday they prayed for a husband. Every Monday through Saturday they scrolled, settled, and spiraled. Their standards weren't too high, their preparation was too low. They wanted a love that was sacred, while refusing to confront the parts of themselves still shaped by fear. That's what no one tells you. Asterisk, God's delay is often your protection, because you're not ready for what you're praying for. Asterisk, desperation says, why not me? And maturity says, what must I still grow into? Real attraction doesn't start when someone sees you. It starts when you asterisk see yourself asterisk, clearly enough to know what you deserve and boldly enough to walk away from anything that doesn't align with that. You have to become what you're asking for. You want someone emotionally intelligent. Heal your triggers. You want someone honest. Confront your own avoidance. You want someone consistent. Build your discipline, your integrity, your purpose. Marriage isn't something you stumble into. It's something you are asterisk summoned into asterisk, and that calling comes with weight, with sacrifice, with responsibility. So stop asking God asterisk when asterisk and start asking God asterisk what asterisk. What do I still need to learn? What do I still need to surrender? What character traits must I cultivate now so I don't sabotage what I've been waiting for later? Because love isn't a lottery ticket, it's a covenant, and covenants crush people who aren't ready. Here's the mic, drop truth. Asterisk, God won't give you what you pray for, He'll give you what you've prepared for. Asterisk, so if you want the blessing, build the capacity to hold it. Let me be blunt, asterisk, you don't rise to the level of your desires, you fall to the level of your preparation. Asterisk, everyone wants love that lasts, but very few are building the kind of life where that love could survive. We romanticize the arrival of the right person, but if that person walked into your life today, could you actually sustain the relationship you're praying for? Or would you sabotage it with unresolved wounds, inconsistent habits, and a fractured sense of identity? Why do so many people struggle in relationships? Is it bad luck, timing, or is it that they're expecting someone else to complete what only self-development can create? I once knew a woman, strong, spiritual, full of potential. But love had become a fantasy escape from doing the inner work. She kept saying, when I meet the one, everything will fall into place. But love isn't a place where things fall into place. It's where everything unresolved gets asterisk revealed asterisk. And when it did, she wasn't ready. The emotional triggers, the insecurity, the fear of abandonment, it all surfaced, and it overwhelmed her because love didn't fix her. It asterisk exposed asterisk her. That's the hard truth. Asterisk, God won't give you what your character can't carry. Asterisk, we think we're waiting on God. But often, asterisk, God is waiting on us asterisk, to mature, to heal, to get serious about who we are becoming. Divine timing isn't a delay tactic. It's a development process. This is the shift. Stop preparing for the wedding and start preparing for the wait. The weight of responsibility, the weight of sacrifice, the weight of holding space for someone else's heart. You want a relationship that's sacred, then build a life with sacred habits. You want partnership, then stop outsourcing your peace and start taking ownership of your inner world. because marriage isn't the beginning of your healing. It's the test of it. So here's your challenge. Don't ask asterisk when will they come. Asterisk ask asterisk what must I become. Asterisk step into growth. Not because it guarantees love will come next month, but because the kind of love you're praying for asterisk demands asterisk a higher version of you. And here's the mic. Drop truth. Asterisk the person you become in the waiting will determine the quality of the love you receive when it arrives. Asterisk let me ask you something uncomfortable. Asterisk what if the person you're praying for is praying for someone who isn't you? Yet asterisk C, we often believe that love will rescue us, that it will validate us, that when they finally arrive, we'll finally feel chosen, seen enough. But here's the truth. Asterisk you don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. Asterisk so let's flip the question. Instead of asterisk, why hasn't love found me? Asterisk ask asterisk, what in me still needs to grow so that I don't fumble what I'm asking God to deliver? Asterisk, I remember a man who was deeply committed to finding his wife. He prayed daily, he journaled about her, he even made a vision board, but every time he got close to someone who embodied what he claimed he wanted, he self-sabotaged. Why? Because deep down, he hadn't yet become the man who could asterisk steward asterisk that kind of love. His emotional immaturity, his poor boundaries, his unresolved trauma, none of it could coexist with a relationship rooted in truth and trust. And here's the danger. If you're not careful, you'll confuse asterisk divine delay asterisk with asterisk denial asterisk. But often God is not saying no, he's saying asterisk, not yet, because I love you too much to let you ruin what you're not ready for. Asterisk, we hate that kind of waiting, don't we? It feels like rejection, like punishment. But it's actually protection. And if you're still chasing unavailable people, if you're still addicted to validation, if you're still molding yourself into who someone else wants, instead of becoming who God designed, you're not ready for real love. You're still in survival mode, and survival mode doesn't build marriages, it builds cycles of pain. Marriage isn't a Disney ending, it's spiritual warfare with a partner, it's character, sacrifice, service. It's choosing someone even when they're hard to love, because, asterisk, you've already done the work of learning how to love yourself in your lowest moments. Asterisk, here's the mindset shift. Asterisk, stop preparing for love. Start preparing to carry love. Asterisk, that means becoming emotionally intelligent, spiritually grounded, mentally disciplined, because the right person won't fix your life, they'll reflect it. So here's your call to action. Cut the fantasy. Kill the desperation and become the kind of person your future partner would asterisk thank God asterisk you spent time becoming. And here's the mic drop moment asterisk God's not late. He's just waiting for you to stop acting like love is a miracle you receive instead of a responsibility you prepare for. Asterisk we need to talk about pursuit, because some of you have been taught that chasing is how you prove you're serious about love, but chasing isn't romantic, it's a performance. And often it's rooted not in love, but in fear. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Asterisk you're not supposed to chase love. You're supposed to become the kind of person it naturally flows toward. Asterisk why do so many people feel exhausted by their relationship experiences? Why do they keep falling for emotionally unavailable people only to be left heartbroken and confused? It's not fate, it's not a cruel twist of divine timing, it's alignment or the lack of it. You're attracting people who match where you are emotionally, not where you want to be. People who reflect your current self-worth, not your ideal vision of love. So the question is, asterisk who are you being while you wait? Asterisk I knew someone smart, talented, deeply kind, but constantly drawn to partners who gave them breadcrumbs. They'd justify it, at least they texted me back. Eventually, they weren't waiting for love, they were tolerating neglect, dressing it up as patience. They confused attention with affection, passion with purpose, interest with investment, and underneath it all, they didn't believe they were enough. But here's the wake-up call, asterisk when you don't value yourself, you become addicted to proving your worth to people who never deserved access in the first place. Asterisk desperation always makes you shrink. You start negotiating with your standards, you silence your needs. You romanticize red flags because you're too afraid to walk away and face the silence. But here's what real attraction is built on. Asterisk self-respect. Emotional clarity, unapologetic standards. Asterisk it's built on the kind of person who doesn't need to beg to be seen, because their presence speaks louder than their pursuit. You want a godly relationship. Start building a godly life. You want someone with character. Develop yours, because asterisk marriage isn't a reward for loneliness. It's the result of preparation. Asterisk stop chasing butterflies and start building a garden. And trust me, the right ones will find you there. So here's your challenge. Stop auditioning for love. Start embodying it. Stop obsessing over whether someone likes you and start asking, asterisk, would someone healthy, grounded, and faith-filled even recognize me right now as their equal? Asterisk, because love doesn't respond to need. It responds to strength, wholeness, peace, and here's the mic. Drop truth. Asterisk, you don't find love by proving you're worthy of someone else. You find it by becoming someone you're proud to come home to. Asterisk.